She handed me a $2 Starbucks gift card while my sister got a $48,000 Tesla, and I actually thanked her. I smiled. I hugged them. I played the part I'd perfected for 28 years, the grateful son who doesn't make waves, who doesn't complain, who accepts scraps like they're treasures. I'm Patrick Charles, and that Christmas morning should have been my breaking point, but I'd been broken so gradually, so quietly, that I didn't even recognize it anymore. Then I heard 5 words through my father's study door. 28 years ago, we chose. My age. They were talking about a choice made the day I was born, a choice I wasn't supposed to ever discover. When my grandmother pulled out the shoebox she'd hidden for decades, I finally understood why I'd never been enough, because I was never meant to be theirs in the first place. The documents inside revealed an adoption, a stolen trust fund, and a family secret so devastating it explained every moment of my invisible childhood. 4 days later at Christmas dinner, I put those documents on the table in front of 15 family members and watched my parents' carefully constructed lies detonate in real time. Viewers, when do you stop being easy to manage and start demanding the truth? Let me know what you think. Before we continue, please subscribe, like and share. My name is Patrick Charles. I'm 28 years old, a high school history teacher in Portland, Oregon, and this is the story of the Christmas that shattered everything I thought I knew about my family. Christmas morning, 2023. I'm sitting in my parents' living room in their sprawling house in the West Hills, the same house where I grew up, where every childhood memory was supposed to be golden. My younger sister Ashley is perched on the edge of the cream-colored sofa, her perfectly manicured nails drumming against her coffee cup. She's 24, works part-time at a boutique downtown, still lives at home rent-free. The tree is massive this year, almost touching the cathedral ceiling, draped in those expensive ornaments my mother collects like trophies. Mom hands Ashley a small envelope first, her eyes gleaming with that secretive excitement I've seen 1,000 times before, always directed at my sister, never at me. Ashley tears it open and her scream pierces the room like a knife through silk. She's holding keys. Car keys. Through the front window, I see it, a brand new white Tesla Model Y in the driveway, wrapped with an enormous red bow that probably cost more than my monthly rent. $48,000. That's what Dad announces, grinning like he just won the lottery, his chest puffed out with pride. Ashley's squealing, crying, hugging them both while I sit frozen on the opposite couch, my coffee growing cold in my hands. You deserve it, princess, Dad says, and those words land like acid on my skin. You've been through so much. Through so much? She got dumped by her boyfriend 3 months ago and has been milking it ever since, posting cryptic Instagram stories about healing and self-love while my parents waited on her hand and foot, brought her breakfast in bed, paid for her spa days. Mom turns to me then, still smiling that bright, hollow smile. Patrick, honey, here's yours. She hands me a card. A single Christmas card, the kind you buy at a grocery store checkout line for $1.99. I open it slowly, the paper cheap and flimsy against my fingers. Inside, a $2 Starbucks gift card taped to the interior and a handwritten note in Mom's looping cursive, treat yourself to something nice, love Mom and Dad. The room spins. I look up and all 3 of them are staring at me, waiting for my reaction like I'm some experiment. That's it? My voice sounds distant, like it belongs to someone else, someone who hasn't spent 28 years swallowing disappointment like daily vitamins. Dad shrugs, unbothered, already turning back to admire Ashley's Tesla through the window. You're financially stable, son. You have a good job, your own apartment. Ashley needed this more. Needed. That word echoes in my skull as I sit there turning that worthless gift card over in my hands while Ashley gushes about heated seats and autopilot features, her voice shrill with excitement. But my mind is racing backward, flipping through memories like a deck of cards I've been refusing to examine. This isn't the first time. When I graduated college 6 years ago, summa cum laude, double major in history and education, my parents took me to Applebee's and made me pay my share of the bill because I was an adult now. When Ashley barely graduated high school with a 2.4 GPA after I tutored her every night for 3 months, they threw her a catered party for 150 people at a vineyard outside the city. $12,000. I know because I overheard Dad bragging about it to his golf buddy, his voice swollen with pride I've never heard directed at me. I excuse myself to the bathroom, my legs shaking as I walk down the hallway of this house that suddenly feels like a museum of my invisibility. My parents' house is huge, 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, all paid off, worth over $2 million. They're not struggling. Dad's a retired tech executive, Mom sold her interior design business 5 years ago for a fortune. As I pass Dad's study, I hear voices and freeze. The door is cracked open just enough. Think he bought it? That's Mom's voice, hushed, conspiratorial. Patrick's always been easy to manage, Dad replies, and his tone is so casual, so dismissive, that my blood turns cold in my veins. He doesn't make waves, never has. I still think we should have given him something more substantial, Mom says. A $2 gift card feels cruel. Cruel? Sarah, the boy makes $54,000 a year, he's fine. Ashley needs our support, she's fragile, she always has been. I know, but sometimes I look at him and I feel, don't, Dad cuts her off sharply. We made our choice 28 years ago. We stick to it. Patrick doesn't need to know. 28 years ago. That's when I was born. I don't confront them. I play the part I've perfected over decades, smile and congratulate Ashley again, hug my parents with practiced sincerity, thank them for the gift card like a trained seal performing for scraps. But when I leave that afternoon, I don't go home. I drive 40 minutes north to Vancouver, Washington, to my grandmother's house, the only place that's ever felt safe. Grandma Helen is 81, sharp as a scalpel, my father's mother, the only person who's ever looked at me like I mattered. When she opens the door, she knows immediately that something is catastrophically wrong. I tell her everything, the Tesla, the card, the conversation I overheard. Her face goes pale, ancient, terrified. She disappears into her bedroom and returns with a shoebox, hands trembling. I promised your father I'd never show you this, she whispers, but you deserve the truth. Inside, a birth certificate. Not the one I've seen, the one in my safe deposit box. This one reads Patrick Charles Morrison, not Patrick Charles Whitmore. Mother, Sarah Ann Morrison. Father, unknown. Same birthday, different hospital, different county, different everything. My entire identity fractures in that moment like glass hit with a hammer. Your mother wasn't married to your father when she had you, Grandma says, her voice breaking with each word. She was 19, pregnant from a college boyfriend who vanished the second he found out. Her parents disowned her, called her shameful, threw her out. Your father, my son Robert, he met her at a coffee shop when she was 7 months pregnant, fell in love, married her before you were born, adopted you legally, changed your last name, gave you his. Ashley is their biological daughter, born 3 years later, planned, wanted, everything you weren't. The room tilts and I grip the armrest to keep from falling into the abyss opening beneath me. They never told me, I whisper, and the words taste like betrayal. 28 years of wondering why I wasn't enough, why Ashley got everything while I got scraps, and it was this, it was always this. Grandma's crying now, her weathered hands covering her face. I told Robert it was wrong, told him you'd find out, that secrets like this always surface. But Sarah was terrified you'd reject her if you knew the truth, and Robert wanted to be the hero, the man who saved you both. Except he didn't save me. He resented me, every single day, for being another man's mistake. Grandma gives me 3 more documents with shaking hands, the original adoption papers, a letter Robert wrote to Sarah before they married promising to love me as his own, and a bank statement from 1998 showing a $50,000 trust fund Robert's parents set up for me. The money disappeared in 2013, the same year they bought Ashley her first Jeep Wrangler, the one she totaled 6 months later driving drunk. The accident Dad's lawyer friend made vanish like it never happened. They stole from me to give to her. The pattern is so clear now it's blinding. Every scholarship I worked myself sick to earn while Ashley got an allowance, every double shift I pulled at the campus library while she posted Instagram photos from Cancun spring breaks my parents funded, every apartment I furnished with thrift store finds while Ashley's bedroom looked like a Pottery Barn showroom. I was the obligation, the charity case, the constant reminder of Sarah's shame and Robert's martyrdom. I drive to my best friend Julian's apartment in Beaverton and show him everything. Julian's a paralegal, brilliant, the only person I've trusted since high school. This is financial abuse, he says, possibly fraud. We could pursue the trust fund legally, but it would take years, cost a fortune. I don't want their money, I tell him. I want them to face what they've done. 4 days later, Christmas dinner at my parents' house. 15 people, extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, all gathered around Mom's gorgeous table with crystal and china, laughing about Ashley's Tesla while I sit quiet, documents hidden in my jacket pocket, heart pounding like a war drum. Dessert arrives and I stand, glass raised. To family, I begin, and the room quiets. To the people who shape us, teach us what love looks like. And to honesty, because I've learned recently that honesty is the foundation of everything. Then I tell them. Every word. The pregnancy, the adoption, the secret kept for 28 years, the stolen trust fund, the $2 gift card versus the $48,000 car. I walk around the table handing out copies of the documents like evidence at trial. Dad tries to stammer excuses but Uncle Mark cuts him off, face red with rage. You stole from a trust fund to buy Ashley a car? The table erupts into chaos, shock, accusations, crying. Mom's mascara runs down her face in black rivers. Ashley sits frozen, staring at her plate like it holds answers. I meet Grandma Helen's eyes across the chaos and she nods once, proud, finally unburdened. The dinner implodes completely. Half the family storms out calling Dad a disgrace, Aunt Lisa corners Mom demanding explanations, cousins are already texting the extended family network. Ashley finally looks at me, her voice small and shattered. Did you know they treated you differently? I suspected, I say quietly, but I blamed myself, thought I wasn't good enough, spent 28 years trying to earn love they were never going to give. I didn't know about the trust fund, she whispers, tears streaming. I swear I didn't know. I believe her. She looks genuinely destroyed. But you knew you were favored, I press, and she can't answer because the truth is written all over her face. Dad makes one last pathetic attempt at defense. I raised you, Patrick, put a roof over your head, paid for, you did the bare minimum required by law for an adopted child, I interrupt, my voice steel. And you resented me every single day for it. He doesn't answer. The truth is carved into his expression like stone. Mom reaches for my hand, desperate. We can fix this, please, we can, you had 28 years to fix it, I say, pulling away. You chose not to. I walk out into the December cold, Grandma Helen following behind me. In the driveway, she hugs me tight. I'm so proud of you, she whispers. 3 weeks later I'm grading papers in my small apartment when Julian sends me a link. Uncle Mark posted on Facebook, shared 347 times, some hard truths came out about my brother Robert this Christmas. Family isn't just blood, it's how you treat people. To my nephew Patrick, you deserved better, you always did. The comments are a wildfire of support from extended family I haven't heard from in years. Ashley texted 2 days after the dinner, a long apology, saying she returned the Tesla, moved out, started therapy. I can't drive it without feeling sick, she wrote. Mom and Dad tried calling. I didn't answer. Grandma Helen rewrote her will, cutting Robert out entirely, splitting everything between me and Ashley, setting up a $50,000 trust for me now, what my grandparents originally intended. Then there's the voicemail from a stranger. Patrick, this is Michael Morrison. Your grandmother tracked me down. I'm your biological father. I didn't know about you until 2 weeks ago. I'd like to meet you if you're willing, no pressure, I just want to know my son. I save the voicemail. Another chapter, another choice, but this time it's mine to make. Outside, Portland rain drums against the window. I'm not okay yet, but I'm free. Finally, devastatingly, beautifully free. Thank for watching. Please subscribe if you love your children.